Welcome back to Crypto Hustle 101. Today I'm going to do a Tradingview tutorial. Now it's not going to be a super in-depth one. Just going to go over the basics of the charting platform to help bring you up to speed so you can better follow along on my future content. So let's start off by telling you what kind of accounts they have available on Tradingview. So you come to the site, you click here, and it gives you all the options they have as far as accounts that you can get. Now pretty much how it works is the more you pay, the more features that you get. But they also have a basic free account that you can use, and I think the only limitation that they have is the number of indicators you can have on one chart. So it's up to you if you want to go ahead and pay right away, but I think just starting off, the base one could probably fit all the needs that you have for starting. Okay, so that's that. Let's go ahead and go to this. Now when you come here to get to the actual charts, you got to do a search. And all you do is just type in what you're looking for. Like actually they have all the different money markets. They have stocks, futures, forex, indexes, but you can pretty much zoom in here and type in what you're looking for. Let's go with BTC, USD. And from there you pick the site that you want to go on. Let's go ahead and go on Coinbase. Okay, once you get here, it gives you a little overview of what's going on with the actual item. Like there's the price, name, and they have a little chart here, but to get to the bigger chart, you either click on this button or right here, and they both go to the same place. All right, now what's pulled up is a Bitcoin USD 4-hour chart on Coinbase. Now, the way you would switch, say you wanted to go to something else, you come here, and do another search and say you want to go to Ethereum, ETH, USD, same process. You just pick where you want to go, Bitstamp, Coinbase, Kraken, whichever platform you're actually using. Click there, and now we're on Ethereum, US dollar, 4-hour on Bitstamp. Let's go ahead and go back to the previous chart. Now, how you change the time interval is right here. And pretty much you can go between 1 month, 1 week, 1 day, 45 minutes. I don't think seconds is available. That's only available on the pro accounts, but I've never gone down that far. But just to show you, let's go to a day. So now every one of these candles equals 1 day. So that's how that works. And then say if we go down to a 1-hour chart, every one of these candles equals 1 hour. So, and you can see here, at the bottom it has the hour, and then on the side, this side gives you the price. Okay, so let's go back to day just for general purposes. Now the type of chart this is a candlestick chart, and how you would change what type of chart you're using is right here. So in here you have all the options. You have a bar chart that looks like that. You have area chart, pretty much fills it in like this. And line break, Haggy, point figures, lots of different ones. But pretty much I only use candles and line. And line looks like this. So every one of these points in this line is part of where the price closed at that point. But the thing about line charts that I like is that it makes it super easy to see the highs and lows. Sometimes with the candles, the wicks can be going crazy when prices has a lot of volatility. But this makes it easier to see the highs and the lows clearly. All right, let's switch this back to a candlestick chart. All right, the next thing we got is the compare. Now, this is used when you want to compare two different assets. Like, let's go ahead and pull up Ethereum, ETH, USD, and we'll look at that on Coinbase as well. And now what you have is a price comparison between Ethereum USD and BTC USD. And that's represented here on the side. And if you go in, you can go inside of the settings right here. And say you want to change that from different color to say white or whatever this palette says, you can make a change there. You can also change the type of chart it is. Just like up here you can see it's bars, candles, area. Like if you want to just change it to candles real quick, you can. And now you have it represented in candlesticks. Also, you can hide it over here and bring it back. And you can also close it out and get rid of it. Okay, so that's what compare is for. Now we touched on indicators. That's the next thing over. And with indicators, you can just do a search again. Say I want to put a moving average on here. You hit moving average once, or you can hit it twice. That'll bring another one up, and you'll see moving averages here on the side, and you can also go inside of those settings and make changes to the style. If you wanted it to be yellow, change it to yellow. If you want the inputs to change, say instead of 9, you want it to be a 30, and that changes. Hit OK, and it changes go. So you have 2 different moving averages. One's yellow, one's whatever color that is. And if you wanted to say hide it, you can hide it over here as well. And if you didn't want any of them, just close it out like so. Now, not all indicators go over here. Like say, just go back into here. Let's put up a MACD, for instance. MACD shows up at the bottom, okay? But same type of operation. So you hover over this, and you can hide it like so. You can also go inside of the settings wheel, and there you can change the inputs, style, visibility, and things like that. Okay, so let's close that out. And some actually on the opposite side. Like say, let's go in indicators again, and let's go with the visible range. That's located to the right of the screen over here. And so let's go ahead and so that's indicators. You can set up a lot. I think with the free one, like I said, the number of indicators you can have on one chart is limited. I'm not sure what the number is now, but I know that there is a limitation on it. Okay, I don't usually use financials. You have templates. Like say you like this template where you have a volume, moving average, the VPR, and the MACD on it. All you do is click that, and then you would name it and save it. And it says remember symbols, remember intervals, and all that good stuff. Hit save, and then that template will be available for whatever chart you decide to pull up. And you can go ahead to that template. All right. So next thing over, you have this right here. Select what type of how your window looks. You can have double slit. You can have 6, 4. That's right, 4 rather. And and so on and so on. Just goes on and on. Type of different layouts that you can have. It's kind of up to you. It gets kind of confusing after a while, but if that's what you're into, you can do it. Okay, so let's go ahead and go back to the default one. Okay, so over here is where you would be able to save, and I always turn autosave off, because if you have autosave on and you save it under the wrong name, sometimes that'll throw you off. Okay, so I always just turn that off. Save. You can share. Like say if I wanted to make this chart public, once I make it public and turn share on, if I paste this URL somewhere, someone can actually go to my live chart and look at it. Okay, so also we have here is you can make a copy of it. So if you want to start over and not do all the work over again, you can just make a copy of it. And you also change the name of it right here. If I wanted to change it to BTC/USD, I hit save, and now it's right here. And if I wanted to hit load the chart, BTC, I do a search, BTC USD, J, and it's right there. That tells you the date it was actually made and the actual time. That's how I would pull it up. So that's that functionality. Now inside of here is your chart settings, and from there you can say, okay, I want my candles to be green and blue. Okay, so now you got green and blue. That's how you change those settings. Change that back to red. You can deal with the wicks. There's all different types of things you can change. This is status, scale. You can change stuff in there. Appearance. Different type of settings. Whatever, you can customize it to whatever you're more comfortable with. Things like that. So that's all that is. This pretty much just brings it to full screen. So it takes up your whole screen. Escape to come out of it. Okay, now over here, I don't use very much over here. This is your watch list. If you want to get to your different assets that you're looking at often, you can make a list of them, save different lists. You can have lists for indexes, lists for stocks, lists for cryptos, whatever you want to do. Also, the alerts, that's maybe the other thing I may use sometimes. But the main thing over here I use it for is to manage all the indicators and drawings that I have on my chart. So everything that's on this screen is actually over here on the side. And from this side, you can hide it, make it visible again. You can also delete it. Just like over here, you can go inside of here, and you can also delete right there if you want to. And then that goes away. But let's put that back on here, MACD. Also, I forgot to mention, MACD, while it's here, you can double click anywhere on the screen and it goes away, and double click again and it'll come back. So that's how that goes. Over here, let's close this tree. We have auto. All auto does is make it to where as you scroll across, the automatically sizes the price action to fit on the screen. That's all auto does. And like say you wanted to break out of that, because that gets annoying, just move that, and then all of a sudden it goes based off where you actually zoom into and out to. Okay. Now what log does, like say, all log's gonna do is change the way this looks. Like this, it's a different type of way that the candles or whatever you choose is displayed on the screen. Hit auto and it looks slightly different. But that's not, we're not really gonna go into that right now. It's a little more in depth, but I will get into it in other videos. Okay, percentage, all that does is make it to where you're looking at a percentage instead of the actual price. All right, turn that on and off. Time is actually, I'm set to UTC. That's the best for crypto since it is 24 hours. But if you wanted to change it to your actual time zone, you would go into here, and then that's changed right over here. And you can pick whatever, if you're in Los Angeles, Phoenix, Lagos, Dublin, wherever you reside at right now, just make it match your time zone. All right, let's close that out. And let's go over to here, to the left menu. All right, over here, that's like a main menu. And from there, you can rename, copy, all of this other stuff you can do over here in this. It's got this, not that. All of the stuff that you can do when you hit this little arrow right here, it's that, but it's more in depth. So over here, you can load different charts, like say, you got to go to this little arrow over here, and then all the charts that you've made will be available here. And from there, you just go into search, and you can search for whatever you've made faster, because after a while, you have a lot of, it's kind of hard to scroll through when you have a bunch of charts, but this makes it to where you can search them, and then you just open a new tab, and there goes VChain USD. Whatever I did to that, that's auto. What does that look like? Okay, there goes my VChain chart. Okay, so let's close that out. Leave. And also with that one, when you want to make a brand new one, you will hit new layout, and that will make a new chart. And that's how you would start a new one. So, and it automatically pulls up the last thing that you pulled up. Like I didn't choose it, but when it just pulls it up, and then you just change it from there to the actual chart that you want to make. Okay, so let's close that out. Next thing down is the cross position. All that does is the cross, the horizontal represents the actual price, and the down actually represents the spot in time that you're at. Like say, here is 57:23:4, and then the time will be the 21st of February 2021. Okay, that's all that does. You can change it from crosshairs to a dot if you like, or an arrow, but it's up to you. Over here is the line menu. If you want to make a trend line, an arrow line, there's different types of, horizontal line that just keeps going no matter what. You put it anywhere you want. So there's different things you can choose from there. Let's hit the back button to get rid of that. Okay, next is this menu bar, and inside of here you have your fib retracements, your shift pitchfork, gam boxes, all those different type of indicator drawings. You also have here, which is your paintbrush, where you can freehand draw if you want. Get that off of there. You can use it to make boxes. So it's kind of up to discretion. Figure out how you want to use it. But that's what that does. And just like everything else, if you hover over and click it, inside of here you can change the settings. Like, okay, I want, what type of text do you want? Style, border, things like that. Okay, next is the text bar. So in here, you can have balloons, little boxes where you click it, and that'll make it like this. And then inside of here, you can change, what I want to say. I how to spell crypto hustle 101, and then you would just make different changes to it, bold, change the size, bigger. When you start drawing your own charts, it makes it easier to label that way. Okay, let's go ahead and close out of that. I'm skipping something. Let's go back to text. If I want to just do regular text, same thing. You can customize it over here. Type anything you want. BTC /US /USD. Make it unbold, italicized, whatever you want to do. Okay, so let's go ahead and get rid of that. Next thing down, you have your different shapes where you can use A, B, C, D, different type of patterns, cyclic lines. Don't really use it that much. Okay, there's that. Now, in here is where you will find your long and short stuff. So after I said in the earlier video, click this. That's how you're able to chart how much gain you're going to approximately make, and then see how much loss you have. You can use that at your discretion. That's for a long. Let's go ahead and get that out of here. And then you can choose, we got short. Alright, so same thing if you were here. Say you wanted to, I'm going to risk a short to there and make sure that what I think it's going to go. Alright, so that's how you would customize that. I'm going to use that a lot in the future. What else do we got? Get rid of that. Alright, and what else is in that menu that I use? Oh yeah, price. You want to quickly calculate how much, as far as percentage of something is. You just click here, go like this. I use that a lot to try to calculate how much loss I may have if I don't want to put the actual long on there. It goes in both directions. Alright, just like anything else, you go inside of this, you can make changes to the settings. If I wanted to make it red instead of green, and you can actually make that thicker, label background, stuff like that. Whatever settings you want to modify, it's up to you. You go ahead and get that out of here. Alright, now here is a bunch of symbols that you can use. Like, let's just say, click that, boom, and you can change it on the fly like that. Or like everything else, go inside the settings, make changes. Also can get rid of it just like everything else. So that's that. Never really used the measure. Zoom is just allows you to zoom in on a specific part. That's crazy. Let's go to auto and get that back. Okay, so that's that. What else do we got here? Magnet. Okay, what magnet does, we're gonna make a trend line. It makes it so it automatically snaps to wherever the candle wick is. So it'll automatically go snap to there, and it'll snap to there. Makes it kind of easier. If you want to get precisely to the high and precisely to the low, it makes it so it just snaps there. And if I turn it off, all that does is wherever I place it, it's going to go. So I got to manually try to find the high and the low. That's all that does. And lock. Next thing is lock. All it does is locks all your drawings into place. So no matter what happens, it won't move. And you unlock it. And then you have this that hides everything on your chart to make it where it's blank. That comes in handy when it gets really busy. There's a lot of things going on. If you just want to just get rid of that for a second, you click that. And also we have this, which pretty much just deletes everything on all your drawings on there. So that's pretty much the basic run through. That's as much as I'm going to go in this video. Hope you guys got something from it, and I'll see you next video.